Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So, if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
So, let's get into today's video. In today's video, we are taking a look at my very first battles when the Great League returned. So these are from Monday night. I actually did these sets. I did 9 sets. You're going to see on the left-hand side that I went 36 and 13. You can see it there on the left. So these are the first 9 sets that I did on Monday night going into Tuesday. So they were done consecutively. And it's the return of the King. If you follow this channel for a while, you will know Shadow Cradily, ranked 176 by pvpoke, is the king of the Great League. The team we pair it up with is the classic Shadow Skarmory Shadow Swampert core. This is the team that I did go on a 15 win streak in Expert last season. So I went from like late 2600s to 2900s in 3 straight sets. I'll link that video in the description down below. And if you haven't seen this team before, you're about to see this team absolutely smashes the Great League meta. It's got pretty good coverage against a lot of the common teams, such as Double Dark, Double Tank, all that sort of nonsense. The Swampert Skarmory core covers itself really well, and Cradily is one of the best save switches in the game. So, without any further ado, let's get into the battle. Game 1, we pick up a dreadful lead against Rapidash. They are building up, they've now got a move, and they switch out. They actually switch into a Lapras. This is an interesting matchup. Obviously, we hit Lapras with super effective damage, and they hit us with super effective ice shards. Surf also hits for neutral due to rock taking super effective and grass resistance. So we shield this first one up. We're so far ahead in energy, we should be able to win out this matchup. I'm again going to go for a bait. I say a bait. Obviously, Stone Edge is better DPE. So Stone Edge being slightly cheaper, but doesn't hit quite as hard. So we've now got both shields, and you're about to see the power of Cradily. Stone Edge one-shots the ridiculously bulky Lapras, and we actually win the 1 versus 2 shield. And now we're in a great position. Because obviously our Skarmory really didn't want to see that Rapidash, and our Swampert really didn't want to see this Alteria. So we switch out. We do catch a move on our Swampert. I believe this is probably going to be the Flame Charge. I bravely no shield. It's a great no shield by us. I am now going to have to shield this up, because even if it is a Flame Charge, you can see it would KO because Swampert is really squishy. And now I can go straight for this Hydro Cannon. I am looking to undercharge a bit, but Shadow Swampert, I think any fire type, there's no undercharge that is going to allow the fire type to survive. Back out comes the Alteria. We need a little bit of chip damage. Unfortunately, we are going to get farmed down. I probably could have made the Sludge Wave, but this is already a GG. As Alteria doesn't really have anything to threaten us. Sky Attack, Moonblast, Dragon Pulse, everything is resisted. You can see these Sky Attacks hardly do anything, even though we are a bit more squishy as a Shadow. So we're just going to tank these moves. I'm not going to mess about with a Sky Attack. We're going to go straight for the Brave Bird, and this Brave Bird is going to be enough to take the game. Brave Bird from a Shadow, hitting anything neutral, does huge damage. So GG's to that opponent. We come back from a really tough lead. And in game 2, we pick up the mirror match. You can see we're not off to a great start. We've got that really annoying like desync where we miss a turn. So they actually are ahead in energy. So I am looking to try and get the extra in, but unfortunately we're unable to. In this matchup, the opponent goes straight for the Brave Bird, and they actually switch out into Azu. So this puts us in a pretty good spot, to be honest. I'm going to go straight for this Grass Knot. Believe it or not, XL Azu will actually beat Cradily in all shielding scenarios other than the 0. So I'm not going to shield, as I'm not going to want them to shield either. You can see they're actually not running Ice Beam though, so actually I should have said Cradily will lose against the Ice Beam variant in even shielding. As crazy as that is, that's just how good the meta monster Azu is. But it looks like my opponent is happy to play out the 0 shield, which is great for us. And Cradily still has a decent bit of health. So if they come back in with that Skarmory, which they do, they are actually going to eat a Stone Edge. Stone Edge, it takes about 50% health. Skarmory can only survive 2. You can see it gets them deep into the red. They're looking to try and farm us down. I know they're not going to want to burn a second shield, so I aggressively switch out into my own Skarmory. And they actually do shield. Let's see what they've got in the back. In the back is a Swampert. So once again, I'm going to go straight for this Brave Bird, as I doubt they're going to want to shield yet again and go down 2. They don't. So the Skarmory pretty much has nothing to do. We would have had Swampert that would have easily cleaned this game up. So GG's to that opponent. Moving on into game 3 of the video. We pick up a really good lead against Venusaur. They come in with Pelipper. Pelipper is really a bit of a problem for this team. It's really annoying. Cradilly will one-shot it, but most Pelippers do double shield. So I'm looking to try and chip it down with Skarmory, as obviously Skarmory doesn't need that much health to deal with Venusaur. We get the shield, and now I can switch into Cradilly. These charge moves don't really do too much. Weather Ball isn't a good move really, now it's been debuffed. You can see we can tank that, no problem whatsoever. Hurricane would do a bit more. I'm going to go straight for this Grass Knot, as I don't really expect them to shield again. They don't. Back in comes Venusaur. The Venusaur isn't going to appreciate these stone edges. Great counter by the opponent. Just as I get to the stone edge, they actually throw their energy. But they're already down one shield, so they're in a bit of a rough spot. I'm going to wait out my switch timer, as obviously we did chip down that Pelipper with Skarmory, so as soon as I come in, they are going to switch out. In comes Stunfisk. I'm waiting for my switch timer. On my switch timer, it does pop up. I try and catch a Rock Slide. I am unsuccessful. They are at 8. I expect this to be an Earthquake, but I'm not going to shield. You're going to see Swampert can tank this, and I am going to get to their back-to-back Hydro Cannons before they can mud-shot us down. We don't time our move that greatly. Well, I say that, but fast move denied in the mirror is quite difficult. They shield this up, and once again, we get to the second one, even letting that mud-shot through. This Hydro Cannon is going to take out the Stunfisk, and we've got 0 health for that Venusaur to farm us down. And obviously with 2 shields, they know it's over. Skarmory, 2 shields up versus their Venusaur is a very easy win. So, moving on into this next battle. We pick up a lead against Obstagoon. Obstagoon is a bit of a problem. Our backline does quite struggle with counter users, so we'd rather see it here. But you're going to see these counters do really add up against Skarmory. The opponent times his charge move really well. If you are the Obstagoon, you want to throw at 6, as if you throw at 5, we will get 2-3 turns of energy. So now we are forced to burn a shield. I'm looking to try and either win out the 1 shield or lose the 2-to-1 shield. So this Sky Attack should get the shield, which it does. And I'm hoping I outpace to this second Sky Attack, which we do. You can see the counter animation comes through. They're at the move now. This should get the second shield or take him out. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually take him out. This Obstagoon must have pretty decent IVs. As I have played this match a few times, we do normally knock out. But either way, we do now get a little bit of farm, and we're ahead in energy with our safe switch of Cradilly. And they actually bring in a Nidoqueen, so I am quite confused at what they could have in the back. As these Poison Fangs do hit for neutral, but Poison Fang isn't really a high damage output move, and these Grass Knots do hit for a lot more damage. They actually bring out Skarmory, and this is where you're going to see Swampert. So, Swampert in this matchup, you want to time your charge moves. I am going to do a video, I think tomorrow, where I'm going to see the difference in how you can play this well and how you can play it not well. So you're going to see me time my charge moves to deny the air slashes. And that's pretty key, as if you let any free air slashes through, they can actually win the 1 shield. But as I am fast move denying correctly, like you can see there, we easily win out the 1 shield. So even if the Skarmory shields, which they do, we are going to now outpace him to this next move. So Swampert is going to clean up this Skarmory. Back out is going to come the Nidoqueen. The Nidoqueen is going to have to Earth Power us, as Poison Fang would not KO. They don't even reach it, and Swampert is going to sweep. Once again, the GOAT doing GOAT things, so GG's to that opponent. Let's move on into the next battle. In the next battle, we pick up one of the worst leads you can see in a Galarian Stupid Fisk, or Stunfisk. But you know we hate Stunfisk and Bastiodon on this channel. Our Cradily safe switch is met with a Cresselia. This is kind of an interesting matchup, as it's 2 pretty bulky mon, but the difference is Cresselia is using moves with non-stab, and they're not very good, to be honest. It's not Ultra League. Cresselia using non-stab moves in the Great League isn't really that threatening, whereas Cradily has 2 good charge moves that both hit with stab. So you can see in the 0 shield, Cradily would win this. So we actually get the Cresselia to shield twice. I'm not even going to shield this move, as if they Grass Knot, it won't KO, which it doesn't. I'm hoping I can reach another Grass Knot, which I can't. But either way, we are now going to tank all of this energy onto Skarmory. So you might be wondering, why did I go down in the 0 shield, not even try and win switch? This is because if they had a grass type, they would have switched it in against Cradily for 2 reasons. The grass type would beat Cradily, firstly, and secondly, it's obviously going to want to really avoid Skarmory. That's kind of how this team works. You use Cradily, try and see if they've got any grass types, which they obviously didn't. So now if you save 2 shields for Swampert, you can pretty much guarantee a victory. So they got Mandibuzz in the back. Mandibuzz is really bulky. We are up 2 shields though, however, so Swampert is going to clean this match up. So if you are going to use this team, you can always think of that as a backup plan. If you switch in the Dilly and they haven't got a grass type, save 2 shields for Swampert and you're pretty much GG's. So I over farm just a touch. I'm going to shield this next move up. The foul play. I'm looking to get to the back-to-back, so this one is going to be enough to take out the mandibuzz. And this one here should be enough to take out the Stunfisk. Well, actually, we don't take it out. It does a fair amount of damage, but I'm just going to Brave Bird it for the BM victory. So GG's to that opponent. Normally, you do see that Stunfisk does get taken out from a back-to-back Hydro Cannon, but that would have been because it took 9 Mud Chops worth of damage. You can see that in that matchup, we didn't actually KO because it was full health. But moving on into this next battle, once again, we've got a Pokemon that is really bulky. So, Woobuffet. People like my opponent are using this Woobuffet and Chansey. All they're in here to do is soak up damage. But you're going to see the power of Cradilly. So this thing's meant to be a damage sponge. Well, it's not doing a particularly great job as Cradilly is really chunking it down. So the damage sponge, which is hitting us for super effective with counter, is forced to shield against Cradilly, which is absolutely crazy to be honest. Because they're hitting us for super effective and we're hitting them for neutral. And supposedly the bulkiest Pokemon in the Great League is forced to shield. That obviously puts us in a great spot. So I'm going to come back in with Skarmory. And now I'm going to use Skarmory as a damage sponge. We're going to tank all these moves. They went for a return. Obviously wasn't very effective. They go for a Mirror Coat. That's not very effective. I switch into Swampert. 2 Mud Shot it down as obviously I do need a little head start on energy. They've already used 1 shield, so I'm not going to bait and go straight for this Sludge Wave. The opponent calls the bait, and at this stage, this is going to be a GG. So I'm going to shield up this Ice Beam. I'm going to over farm as much as possible. I'm expecting the opponent to try and catch at some stage. They don't, but either way, the catch is going to be pretty irrelevant as they are in Hydro Cannon range. So once again, I'm going to shield this up. And now I'm looking to try and Mud Shot down this Azumarill. The opponent actually brings in the shiny Bastiodon. We're going to see if it's XL. If it's XL, it will do under half health. But it looks like this isn't the best IV Bastiodon. There's 2 Hydro Cannons. It's going to be enough to take it out. So in comes Bastiodon, actually doesn't take it out. They actually survive with 1 HP, but this game's over. So we're going to Air Slash down the Bastiodon and we're going to Brave Bird the Azu, but obviously the opponent doesn't want to see any of that. So a triple XL team versus triple Shadows, even losing lead. You can see just how strong this team is. So moving on into the next battle, we pick up a lead against Hypno. Most Hypnos run either Ice Punch, Fire Punch or Thunder Punch. Thunder and Fire would both hit for super effective, so I do try and catch. I'm expecting them to try and throw at a weird time as they're probably anticipating the catch. And the opponent actually brings in Stunfisk. This is a kind of neutral-ish matchup. The opponent baits us with a Rock Slide, so now we're in a great position. I am looking in this matchup to gain a shield advantage. They let the first one go through. This is where we are going to draw a shield from the opponent, as I doubt they're going to want to let go of a switch this easily. We do draw a shield, and now they are going to have to Earthquake us to take us out. I'm going to call the bait once again and hope to get to a last minute Grass Knot. You can see we're actually just get farmed down. So now we're in a bit of a tricky spot. What do we do here? So I wait out my switch timer. I am counting the Mud Shots. On the 7th, I do switch out. I'm going to catch the Earthquake on Skarmory, as I know that Swampert probably is going to be in a good position once again with no Grass type to clean up this match. We're going to let the Skarmory go down, and you're going to again see the 2-shield Swampert play. Back up comes our Swampert. The opponent's going to either have to go down 2 shields or let it go. The opponent lets it go. Let's see what's in the back. Whatever's in the back obviously knows that 2-shielded Swampert's going to clean up. So GG's to that opponent. A bit of a flex there, catching the move. But like I've said throughout this video, 2-shield Swampert, no grass, no problem. Moving on into this next battle, we pick up a lead against an Umbreon. They're actually running Dark Pulse. So Dark Pulse does do huge damage. In this matchup, you do kind of have to try and switch out eventually to try and bait out the grass type. So I'm looking to try and catch a move on the Dilly. I am unsuccessful. The Umbreon is going to throw its energy. We do sneak in the Bullet Seed. They hit us with a Psychic, looking to try and get the defense drop, obviously, before they switch out. They've actually gone for a catch onto a Flying type. I haven't seen what's come in. It's Pelipper. I have no idea what the opponent's doing. You don't want to catch a charge move from Cradilly on Pelipper. They shield up the Grass Knot. This time I'm going straight for the Stone Edge. Hi Pelipper, bye Pelipper. Come straight in, straight out, and it's down a shield. You're going to see the bulk of Cradilly here. I'm not going to respect this Dark Pulse. We do survive, and we even get off a Grass Knot against this Umbreon. Cradilly is going on an absolute rampage in this matchup. In the back is Nidoqueen. So I do come in with the Skarmory. They're going to throw a Poison Fang to debuff us. I'm going to go straight for this Brave Bird. Let's see if the opponent wants to shield up. If they don't shield, this will near one shot. Which does here. I'm going to switch out and Mud Shot down for the victory. So we win that matchup with 2 shields. Moving on into the next battle. We pick up a lead against Alteria. Obviously this is a good matchup, but Dragon Breath is pretty OP. So if they want to go down either 1 or 2 shields, they can win it, as we're not really looking to double shield our Skarmory. We build up towards the Brave Bird, and we look to fire off this Sky Attack. You do want to try and sneak in the Air Slash, but the opponent is on a 1-turn move, so it's quite easy for them to be able to deny our move. As I've got so much energy, I am actually going to burn a shield here and take my loaded Skarmory, see what they come in with. They come in with Bastiodon, so this is great for us, as we got a pretty good response here in Cradilly and a really good response with Swampert. So we've actually switched out. We saved all that energy on Skarmory, so if I would have got farm down, we'd be in a rough spot. So like I've said, you don't really want to give your opponent any free farm. If you've got 2 good answers for the opponent that comes in, go straight into your safe switch. Obviously Cradilly can beat Bastiodon, Swampert hard walls it. So we go into the Dilly, we draw out a counter user. The opponent is now forced to shield a move, which is a Grass Knot. We've got them quite low. I'm going to wait out my switch time and go straight for this Sky Attack. I highly doubt the opponent's going to want to shield it up, as they normally are relying on Bastiodon. They actually do shield, but we outpace them to this next Sky Attack. So now Swampert up a shield against Bastiodon. You know what time it is. I'm spamming out the Swampert. The opponent sees our Swampert. They are staying in. I'm not going to shield this move up, as this game's over. They haven't top left just yet, so I'm going to go straight for this Hydro Cannon. There's absolutely nothing this Bastiodon can do. We could go take a shower, take a mud bath, maybe make a cup of tea, come back. Stupid Wallface isn't beating Swampert, and that's the end of that battle. You can see, out of all the Pokemon, being a triple Shadow user, I really hate these bulky Pokemon that do such little damage. You know, where players are just tapping, hoping to get victories. So I wouldn't really say I like to BM, but if I see a Bastiodon, it's getting BM'd. I love to Brave Bird one for the victory as and when I can. So moving on into this battle, we pick up a lead against Jellicent. That's kind of a neutral matchup, and the opponent switches into our Charm Ninetales. You're going to once again see the bulk of Cradilly. You do not need to bait in this matchup. I sneak a Bullet Seed in, so you can see the opponent's already burnt 1 shield. I'm trying to time my charge moves to deny the charm, like you can see there. Once again, we're going straight for this Stone Edge. The opponent shields twice. However, we've got enough HP, so we've made 3 Stone Edges, even though we're Shadow against the Charmer. And we win the 1 versus 2 shield. Back out comes Jelly. I'm going to wait out my switch timer. I'm actually going to come in with Swampert. I'm going to shield this up, expecting the Shadow Ball, which it is. I'm going to look to try and Mud Shot down Jelly. The opponent knows that, and whatever's in the back doesn't want to see Swampert. So you can see there we had good leads, bad leads, some leads that are neutral, but pretty much this team is really strong. It is a team I'd highly recommend. So we'll quickly go over some of the tactics. So you pretty much want to, it's not an actual ABB team, but it kind of functions as one. So any neutral leads such as Jellicent, Umbreon, or anything bulky like that, maybe a normal type, you do want to switch out into Cradilly to try and bait out the grass. Cradilly will bait out the grass or counter user. You can either try and win back switch depending on what comes in, or you can lose switch, take shield advantage. If there's no grass, you are going to learn that a 2-shielded Swampert, no grass, no problem. Swampert will sweep in the back. So if you do manage to draw out the counter user, you obviously come back in with Skarmory, farm it down, 2-shield Swampert sweeps. if you get matched with something like a Charmer, like you saw in that last battle, Ninetales, or an Ice type like Lapras, you can actually fight for switch, but either way, 2 shielded Swampert, the GOAT, pretty much sweep. So these were my first battles. You can see we gained around 350, 360 points, something like that in 9 sets. We have now reached Veteran. I haven't really been playing that much or uploading that much. I've been really busy with work. I have got another couple of sets that I did with Drapion. That was a team I did reach Legend with last year. We've actually hit Veteran with it this season. I might do an upload with that, but I am going to look to try and play some Halloween Cup, so I'm going to upload some content for that. Just like to once again apologise for the infrequent uploads, but I will try and improve in the not so distant future. I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.